All right, darling. I am screen recording it, honey. And then what I can do, I'm gonna post this on my YouTube, and then you can find me. You want it? You can see it on there. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I got it screen recorded now. See, what I have to do is I have to go out and then come back in after I push screen record. So yes.
Thank
So
you.
Ashley, see, I got you, darling. And then I will. After that, I will email you back later. Okay. All right, honey. So what can I do for you, my friend?
So I'm either trying to connect with my dad or my Uncle Craig.
How about your father? Because I was feeling this was your father. Would you like to talk to him?
Yes, please.
Okay, now I heard a D name. Do you have any D names like a David or a Donald or some kind of D names around you?
Um, Not that I can think of.
Okay, so what was your father's name? It's okay. What was your father's name?
Troy.
Troy. Interesting. Okay. Let me see what I'm hearing for you, my friend. It takes me a minute to connect. So you said your Uncle Craig has passed away too, yeah?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Listen, it is what it is, and we just have to deal with the fallout of people dying on us way too soon.
I
Who
agree.
was who was young when they passed away? I got young.
Craig was in his 50s. My dad was also in his 50s.
To me, I just heard 53. So who was around 53, honey?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
My dad was 56.
okay. So wait, I just heard brothers. Are they brothers, or is this your on your mom's side, your Uncle Craig?
He's actually not blood related. It's my aunt's husband.
Oh, interesting. It don't matter. He's still family. He's still family.
Yes. Yes.
So is that aunt on your mom's side or your dad's side?
My mom's side.
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. Cancer, honey. How do you relate to the cancer?
So my dad had colon cancer,
Okay. Okay.
but he didn't die from that.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm also hearing about like problems with their heart or CHF or heart attack. Would that be your father possibly?
Yes.
Okay. So he had a heart attack, correct?
Heart attack and aneurysm.
Okay. I see that. Do you know if anybody around you would have maybe had also a stroke as well? I'm hearing about somebody having a stroke.
My mom,
How is she? She's still alive or she passed?
she's alive. She's doing great.
That's good. Let me ask you, was this on her right side, possibly, her stroke?
Yes.
Okay, because I heard right. So I assume that was her right side that she had the stroke, which means it was her left brain that was affected because the left controls the right and the right side controls the left. So that means her left side of her brain was affected with the stroke. Is she still in recovery from that?
Not that I know of. She doesn't talk much about it.
She's not going to. I feel like when she had this, I think it really affected your mom when she had the stroke. So I feel like she's not really going to talk about it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Have you been helping your mom with her sickness?
No, I've been there for her, but not on like her being sick.
Okay, because I'm hearing about you being there for her, so I'm assuming it was without her being. But that's okay. You're still there with your for your mom, and that's the important part. Yeah.
Yes.
How do you connect with somebody that has Alzheimer's or dementia?
I don't.
Could have been one of your grandparents, possibly,
My grandpa that had passed.
and he had the Alzheimer's or dementia.
Yes.
Okay. You said you don't,
So
but see that
no,
that's okay.
that's you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's funny because you don't think about somebody being past that could have had this. It could be somebody that's alive, but it's normally when I hear stuff, it's either living or past. It's one or the other. It's not necessarily. Okay, I'm trying. Let me try to go back to your father. They were both. Your dad was so young. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Are you now in your 20s or early 30s by chance?
35.
Because when I hear 20s, usually it's late 20s, early to mid 30s, what I hear when somebody's at this moment. So, was this recent that your dad passed away? Because I heard recent.
Yes, 2 years ago.
Now I just heard May. How do you relate to May, darling? Or it could be the number 5. I'm not sure, but I just heard May. Do you relate to May?
Yes, so May is his birthday, my brother's birthday, my mom's birthday, my daughter's birthday.
Oh my God, there's a lot of Mays, darling. I
Yes.
love that. So I heard May. That's exactly what I heard. May. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's great. Aw, that's so
May's a big
sweet.
deal.
It is a big deal because I heard May. I'm like, okay, I have to say May. It was so spot on with this May thing. That's amazing. I love that. What a big month for you, yeah?
Yes.
My May 27th will be the second anniversary without my husband, and I'm gonna be really sad.
I'm very sorry for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, honey. Now, are you married or do you have a significant other?
Yes, I am married.
Now, I'm assuming this is a woman.
It is a woman.
Because I heard woman. Listen, just because it says Tori and Ashley doesn't mean this is your wife. What I heard was a woman. So, yay, congratulations to you.
Thank
So
you.
I heard, do you guys have children? I heard kids.
So I have 3.
Okay. Is it 2 girls and a boy or 2 boys and a girl?
Yes.
'Cause I heard,
2 girls and a boy.
okay, because you know what? I'm going to just say it because I used to say 2 girls and a boy or 2 boys and a girl, but I heard 2 girls and a boy. So I'm just going to say 2 girls and a boy. Let me ask you something. Do people ridicule you because of your relationship with your wife?
Not that I've heard in person.
Okay, I just, and it's unfortunate, because people should be free to love who they want. And it's not always the case because they have a lot of backlash and a lot of ridicule because people are scared of what they don't understand,
Yes.
And you cannot help who you fall in love with. I don't care. You just cannot. Now, she's good to you, is she?
She's amazing to me.
That's amazing to you. And that's great for you. Let me ask you, you've had men relationships before, have you not? You've been with men before, right?
Correct.
Because I feel, I don't consider you necessarily, I don't think you consider yourself really bisexual. I feel like you're just somebody that loves who you love in the moment. Does that make sense to you?
You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Haley, listen, I hear what I hear. They might not have any messages. I just hear what I hear, my friend. It's not necessarily talking to the person. I just have to go by with what I hear, and everything so far has been spot on, so I'm just going to keep going. I don't necessarily hear messages. It's just what they want to tell me on the other side, if that makes sense. Let's see what else I hear for you, my friend.
I've been feeling really, really drawn to try to reach out to him, my dad, or Craig.
Yes,
I feel
yeah.
like they are trying to send me messages and I'm not seeing it.
Listen, I think sometimes you don't always see it. Sometimes I think it's in the little things. It's not necessarily like a big thing that they will tell you, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. I think sometimes they send you signs and not necessarily messages. Hey, Janet, I was just talking about you yesterday, and Cody, how are you? Let's see. Let me ask you some questions about that. Do you happen to see maybe like flickering lights around your house anytime, anywhere?
No, I don't.
Okay, that might be something, if you ask them to do this stuff for you, darling, they will do it. If you ask them to show them to yourself, they will. You just kind of they're always around you. Listen, they're always around you. They're always with you. I know that your dad's in a really good place, and he just wanted me to tell you, he says, look, he says, and part of it, is maybe you don't need to hear from him right now. Maybe you want to hear from him. Maybe you're not in the place. Maybe he's not ready to talk to you. That kind of stuff, if that makes sense,
Yes.
But I know that he's here with you, darling. He loves you very, very much, and he's always here with you. And he's at peace. Was your dad cremated by chance?
Yes.
Okay, because I heard cremation. I honestly feel like your dad is around you more than your uncle. Not meaning that your uncle doesn't love you, but I feel like your dad is more involved in your life than your uncle might be, if that makes sense.
Yes, I feel
Um,
that.
I'm going to tell you something. Family is who you make it, not who you're born into. And just
I
because he
agree.
wasn't blood by you doesn't mean he's not your family, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Um, let's see what else I'm hearing for you, darling. Now, do you relate to butterflies?
I do like butterflies.
Do you, when you're thinking about your dad, do you see any kind of certain butterflies that come around you at that time? Possibly. That might be the sign that he's sending you with the butterflies.
No, a lot of it is with a bee.
Oh, interesting. So it's got wings. I'm going to take that as a win. That's interesting.
Yes.
Listen, I
Yes.
think any insect can be, any creature can be a sign from your husband, your dad. Did you do something in memory of your dad? I don't know if you got like some kind of tattoo or did you do something
Yes.
in memory? What?
Yes, so I got two tattoos
Mm-hmm.
of a bee on me for him.
That's what, honey, that's why you're seeing these bees. You know that, right?
Yes.
Because you, listen, I just got goosebumps. I hope you did too,
I do
darling.
too. I do
And
too.
so that is the message that your father gives you of the bees because you got the tattoos of the bees, yeah?
Yes.
And so that's what he just wants you to understand. He says, "Is there like different kinds of bees that you see? I feel like there's different kinds of bees that you see at certain times. Does that make sense? Like smaller ones and bigger ones, kind of like an assortment of bees."
Yes.
Did you write anything also? Was anything written with the bees?
No, nothing was written. There's a
Okay.
flower
A
with one of them,
flower.
and then a
Oh,
beehive with the other one.
oh, interesting. I love that. I love that. Is there a reason that you did the bees in particular? Is that something that your dad loved, or what is that?
It honestly, it was like 3 days after he had passed, and one landed on my windshield when I was driving
Oh,
on a busy road.
that's
So I
that's
just
yeah, that definitely is a sign. Now he's also. Do you relate to hearing? Do you see the repetitive numbers? Do you see the repetitive numbers like 111 or eleven
constantly.
eleven? Okay, that's
Yes.
another. Another message from your dad. Let me tell you something. When you think of your dad out of the blue, it's because he's right around you. Say you're doing something and you think, "Oh, Dad, I love you." It's because your dad's in your space. If that makes sense, honey.
Yes.
Do you see 1111 a lot? I feel like it's 1111 for
I
some reason.
see that. Yes, I see it constantly.
Because that's the sign from your dad. That's what I'm saying. It's these subtle ways that your dad gives these things to you. That's what it means about the 1111 and the 111. If you say you look at your clock, it's 1111, or you look at the car radio, it's
Yes.
1111, or you look at your tablet, it's 1111. That's, darling. These repetitive numbers are just the sign from the other side. If that makes sense to you, honey.
Yes, so and can I ask you one question really fast? So
Yeah,
the other
sure.
night I was laying down and I felt like waves in my ears. So I started like talking to my dad with it. And like it was like vibrational waves and I've never
He
felt
was
that
try-
before.
he was trying to speak to you. He was trying to talk to you in your eardrum. Like he was trying to speak to you in your ear.
Yes.
That's what you
Yes.
heard. When you hear something, the vibrations, that's from the other side. That's just your dad trying to talk into your ear, darling. For
Okay,
sure, for sure.
that was amazing.
And were you just like laying down or almost asleep when you heard this? Because I feel like you hear when you're at rest, you hear the other side the most when you're at rest, honey.
Yes, I was going to sleep.
And so let me ask you something. Did you have a particularly hard day that day that happened?
It was a little bit, yes.
Okay, I think your dad was just trying to comfort you and let you know that he's here, and that's why I feel like that day was just really bad for you or for some reason. So I feel like your dad was just trying to comfort you and let you know that he's here to look after you and that he loves you very much. So these are the signs that you get from not necessarily messages, but these are the signs that your dad tells you that he's around you, darling.
Right.
What about dragonflies? What about dragonflies? Have you ever seen any dragonflies since he's been passed?
Yeah, so one flew into my house.
There's a reason, because that was your father as well. He told me about the dragonfly. He says, "That's me. That's me." And
Yes, it
and,
came into
and
my
that's
house and I couldn't find it.
For sure, for sure. You know, and that's, you know, I feel like that was just a passing thing. And so that was your dad as well. So these little subtle signs, you see, this is how your dad sends messages to let you know that everything's okay, that he loves you, and he knows that you're a strong person. And so this is the thing. Every time you think about your dad when you're doing something out of the blue, it's because your dad's right next to you, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Your dad's in your vicinity when you hear him out of the blue, out of nowhere, you know?
Yes, I feel him all the time.
Because he's always. Let me ask you something. Do you smell? Do you smell something sometimes that your dad smelled like that? That's your another smell is smelling as well, is what your dad's telling me about as well.
I haven't noticed the smells.
What about
but I've
what
been
about
trying-
like cologne? Did he ever wear any kind of cologne or something?
I have his cologne next to my bed.
Oh my God! Really? I love that. That's
But I don't really
amazing.
ever
I love
smell it.
that. But that's okay. I didn't know the reason he told me
Yes.
cologne is because you have his cologne next to your bed.
Yes.
He tells me you take a whiff of it to just let him smell him, don't you? You smell it sometimes. You just take a whiff of it to let you know that your dad's here, yeah? Don't you?
It's been a while since I've done that, but yes.
But he tells me you're the one that does it. See, I don't know this. He's the one. He's telling me this. I don't know anything about you because I've never talked to you in my life. But your dad is the one that's telling me this stuff about you, honey.
Yes.
Let's see what else I'm hearing for you, sweetheart. I'm hearing anything else for you. Now your uncle. Let me ask you, do you have any people that were in the service around you? I just heard the service. Do you have anybody that might have been in the service?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now, your Uncle Craig, I'm going to see if I can talk to him for a second. He might be sitting on the sidelines because I feel like you needed to talk to your dad more than your Uncle Craig because he was the influence in your life. Your Uncle Craig came at a later time. Did he come when you were a little bit older, your Uncle Craig?
Yes.
Were you
About 8
maybe
years ago.
I was gonna say I felt like you were like late teens into your 20s when Uncle Craig came into your life. Were they on a blind date or were they set up or something like that?
Yes, they were set up.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny because that's what he's telling me, that I was set up with your aunt. That's what he says.
It
I
gives me
love that.
goosebumps.
Me too, darling. Me too. Did friends set them up or set them up or something like that?
Yes, my ex-husband.
I love that. Your ex-husband. Oh my gosh, that's what he's telling me. He said we got set up, and he says it was love at first sight. That's what he tells me.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. So they kind of went on a blind date. Did they kind of just meet and go on a blind date kind of thing? Yeah.
He was in prison when they met, and he got out. Yes.
So I didn't expect that. Sorry, I didn't expect that. Oh my, interesting.
No, that's okay.
He was in jail for a little while, wasn't he? Quite a few years.
Yes.
What, he was in his 40s when they met. Was he like 46 or 47 when he met your aunt?
I believe so.
Okay, I love that. Do you know if he was in prison for like almost a decade, possibly?
24 years.
Wow. Oh God, that's a long time, my friend. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, he was very thankful for your aunt.
He said that every single day.
He was very thankful for her, and he loved your aunt very, very much. And he was very thankful that she gave him a chance, him being a felon.
Yes.
My
body is still in goosebumps.
Do you know if he was on probation when he come out of prison? Was he still on probation, or did he was just set free?
I think he was just set free.
Okay, he did. He says I served my time and I got out of that shithole.
He did.
That's what he says. I got out of that shithole. That's what he says. That's his words, not mine, darling. Because I believe that's true.
Talked.
I know. I can tell. That's his words, not mine. Do you know if he might have had a heart attack?
Um, they say heart attack, but also overdose.
Okay, okay. Be careful what you say, darling. We got to spell stuff out here on TikTok,
Okay.
okay? I'm just,
I
I'm
yes.
just telling. Be careful what you say.
That's
Um, do you know if he had something that was laced with F in it by chance?
that's crazy you say that because we feel like it that's what happened.
That's
That it
what
was a
happened
setup.
because he just told me it's the same exact way as your husband passed away because that's how my husband passed away. He said it's the same exact way as
Oh
your
wow.
husband passed away.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that's how my husband died. He said that's the exact same way that your husband passed away. That's how I passed away.
Yes, you're right.
So I believe it caused a heart attack. A heart attack.
Yeah.
And so that's how he died. He died pretty quickly. I think he died within seconds after that happened because he immediately had a heart attack, darling.
Yes, he fell on the ground outside and was left there.
Can I ask you, was it cold when this happened to him?
Yes.
Okay, because it was like I don't know if he didn't have a jacket on or he's telling me it was cold that day. That's what he said. It was freezing.
It was early in the morning.
Was it like barely dawn when this happened? Was it like still dark outside when this happened?
Yes.
Wait, was it a while before somebody found him on the ground?
Yes.
Okay, because he's making me feel like was he like 2 or 3 hours before somebody found him?
I think that they had found him, but they didn't do anything for a couple hours before they called anyone.
Wow, really? That's interesting.
Yes.
Interesting, because that's what he's telling me. He laid there for like 2 or 3 hours before somebody did something about it. That's what he tells me, darling.
Yes, I believe so.
Wow, that's crazy, incredibly and crazy. That's in crazy. I went incredibly crazy. I said in crazy. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Um, he said I was just standing there looking at my body, wondering when somebody was going to come by and do something about it. He said I just stood there and looked at my body like what is going on? Why is nobody doing anything? Why is nobody calling anybody? He was upset. He was upset that it was a while before somebody found him or did something about it. That just breaks my heart for him. I feel so bad for your Uncle Craig.
That makes me very sad too.
It does. It makes me very sad too because he says I died. I did whatever I did on the other side, and then I came back and my body was still there. He says, I couldn't believe it. He said, I was mad. I was pissed off. He says, my body was just laying there for a while, he says. That's incredibly sad.
So sad.
You know, the good thing is he died instantly. So, honey, that was just his shell. He was already gone. He died instantly. He died before he hit the ground. He just told me to tell you he died before he hit the ground, my friend.
Oh.
And so he died as he was falling, and when he hit the ground, he was already dead.
That's good to know, the information that you're giving me so I can let my aunt know.
Of course, definitely. You know, I am very blessed to be so spot on because I've been spot on since the beginning, and I'm very blessed to do that.
I felt pulled to you.
Oh, Ashley, that is so. A lot of people tell me that it's because of your dad and your uncle. That's why they know how good I am, and that's what they told me. They said, "I want to talk to this woman because she's very good."
Yes,
They said, "I want to talk to this woman because she's very good." I honestly, I want to tell you something. I feel like they've been here for a while, and they just made you come find me. To be honest with you,
I think so too. I have been your friend for a while, actually. I watch you.
really,
I've just yes. I've just
I
been
love
very
that.
pulled to just come to you.
Well, darling, I honestly think this was the day that you were supposed to. Something drew you to this day to do this reading, and I think today was the day to do this reading. Don't you think? I think so too, my friend. You know, I want to tell you something. Your Uncle Craig says, I'm fine. I really am okay, but he's still very sad that he didn't want to leave. I feel like he was like 55 or 56. Is that about his age when he passed?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not exactly positive, but I have a feeling that's accurate.
Yeah, I think so too. And so, God, look at I am just covered in hair. I swear, look, I'm just covered in hair. I can't stand it. I have white hair, dark hair, yellow hair all over me, you guys. This is horrible. I look like I live in a dumpster. I swear. Oh my gosh. Let me see if they're telling me anything else. Listen, I want to tell you something. Your uncle Craig wants to thank you for giving him a chance to be part of the family.
Oh, thank you.
He says because, oh, Haley, thank you. He says because being a felon, I don't know if anybody would have given me a chance to be part of the family because they were scared of me. They were, they didn't know how to deal with people, don't know how to deal with felons. But you guys look past that, and he wants to thank you for looking past that. He says, thank you so much for looking past that, because he said it bothered him being in jail for as long as he did. I would not be surprised if he didn't do what they thought he did.
I agree.
Did he ever talk to you about this? Because I feel like that he didn't do what they said that he did, and he just was in jail for 20 some years.
He never did talk to me about it.
Do you know if it could have been for robbery? Possibly robbery?
Honestly, I don't know, but I will ask my aunt about that.
Okay. Because I just heard robbery, so I'm assuming, but I would not be surprised if he was just an accomplice. I don't see him doing that. Whatever it was, I feel like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he got punished for it, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Okay. Listen, I want you to know that these men love you very much, darling. They are looking after you, and they just want you to know that they really are okay, darling, and they love you very much. And they're both together on the other side. They're talking, they're laughing, they're playing whatever they're doing on the other side.
I had a feeling that they were together.
Oh, they are, because in the family.
Yes.
Damn it, it's echoing. They're making it echo now. Well, listen, Ashley, honey, thank you so much. I really, really, really hope you enjoyed this reading, because it was really good, and I really hope you got closure. Thank you for saying that. I feel blessed to be able to give you closure. I hope I did that for you, my darling. Yeah, I hope you did. And listen, on my break, I will post this on my YT. My YT is Mickey the Psychic Medium, but my username is Mickey the Medium. My YouTube is actually attached to my profile. It's in one of the links, okay?
Okay, is it going to go on YouTube then?
Yes, I'm going to put this on my break as soon as I get off my TikTok, okay? I'll post it on my break,
yeah? Thank you so much.
Listen, yes. And you can show it to whoever you want to. Listen, I want to be showed to everybody because I want people to come in and get readings for me. But Ashley, I feel like this is a very good reading that I did for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I brought you closures. So many things come through. It was freaking amazing, dude.
It was an amazing reading, and I really appreciate you a lot.
All right, darling. Let me stop this really quick. Hold on.